Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, Cabins and Dirt Bikes, where today we're going to be finishing our Loctite mod and our valve adjustment on this 2007 Suzuki DRZ400S, which is bored out to a 450. You can see I have my battery tender hooked up to this because it was getting cold here up in the mountains. So if you watch my last video, I was all up under this valve cover messing with these cams. Okay, so I got all the cam bolts out. You can see right here. I'll just update you real quick on what I did in case you haven't seen my last video. So I took these cam bolts out, took off the cam chain guard, took these bolts out of the cam buckets, and I'm getting ready to use my feeler gauges to do the valve adjustment. Alright, so here we go. So I don't know if I'm going to get to all this today because I have a lot that I'm working on. And then I got a bunch of dirt bike parts. I took the day off and it's raining. So I said, I'm going to go work on the DRZ, baby. I got this nice skid plate. So these just silicone on, guys. This just goes right on with silicone. Because somebody did crash this bike. I let somebody ride it and they crashed it. Well, I crashed it too. I'm not going to lie, but we both crashed it. And it's got the famous dent in there. So this is brand new because the old one snapped right off. I was really mad because it was a $79 hammerhead. Alright, so this one I just got off of eBay. What brand is this? FG? Some off-brand, but the nice aluminum alloy hammerhead I had on there was unfortunately broken. So that's what I'm working on there. I got these two things that I'm putting on, the case savers. So that's going to be, that I'm doing afterwards. Alright, I got my thread locker, so I'm going to be taking this off. I just went to the store yesterday and picked up this impact driver. I'm sorry if the rain is in the background. I can hear it a lot, but what am I supposed to do about that? Nothing really. So actually I'm not sorry. I'm glad that it's raining because otherwise I wouldn't be working on this bike. Alright, so it looks like the bike is wiggling a little bit when I hit the impact driver. Okay. Doesn't look like it's going in far enough. Let's see if I can figure out what I'm doing here, people. I need a sledge is what I need. This bike is hanging from this come along, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough force on there. Oh, it's turning. Oh, got it. Alright, I was able to get it. Alright, so that one's out. I'm going to go for this one now. Got it. Almost beat my hand. Almost hit my hand, but I didn't. Boom, got it. Man, this thing's a lifesaver. Picked it up at one of these warehouses, one of these tool warehouse companies. This thing seems to be like sliding around. I'm not sure what's up with that, but it works. So, boom. This is the one tool that if you saw my last video, I did not have. So I went and picked it up yesterday for like $26. Like I just said, I think. So now I have to replace these bolts. Have to be replaced. Alright, so I gotta go get the hex bolts for these. because you're not supposed to put these back in for some reason. I don't know why, because they're not stripped or anything. I'm not sure why everyone says to replace these, but everybody that I saw on YouTube said when you put this back in, you got to put the hex heads in there and you should replace the bolts. So if anybody knows why you have to replace them, let me know. I'm not some expert. I'm not some DRZ magician. I'm just a guy that wants to do a valve adjustment and do the Loctite mod. And I've been watching a bunch of videos on YouTube to try to figure this out. So I'm here just like you guys, learning just like you. And hopefully you're able to learn something from watching this video. Alright, this is being kind of stubborn here. Doesn't want to come out. Watch me struggle live. I don't really want to pry on it too hard. So, yeah. The engine is at top dead center, so this should be coming right out, but the gasket is probably holding it in, and there's probably a seal on the bead, because this is supposed to stay sealed. Yeah, like I said, I'm not some DRZ expert. The videos that I watched on YouTube, it did not look like these guys were having such a hard time getting this off. So, I'm actually not really sure what's going on here with this, guys. Not really sure. I know that this whole thing is supposed to slide off, but I think these bolts under here have to come out. Yeah, that's right. You got to take this whole thing has to come out, and then the bolts under here have to come out. So I'm sure I just have to wiggle it for a little bit, because there is a gear inside of here. Let me see if I can get the needle nose on it. The old needle nose. So I just bought some WD. Let me lube up these old rusty needle nose. Yeah, look at that. See if I can just grab it like this. Seems to be something holding it from the inside. I don't really want to rip at it too hard, because I know there's a bunch of sensitive gears in there. Alright, I was able to get the flathead in there. Oh! Oh, that was not good. That was not good. Well, I did say that I was a noob, so go easy on me, guys. Go easy on me. So I just dropped the gear out onto the ground. See, that's the gear in there that I was trying to protect, which I just dropped out onto the ground. Did not damage it, apparently. Okay, so, and this is the gear that went, this is the starter here. And when the starter kicks over, this gear spins and it cranks the engine. It spins this other gear, which in turn cranks the engine over. Alright, so that's how that works. But now this washer fell out. So I'm going to have to figure out where this went. Don't think it goes there. Okay, it probably goes on this side. Okay, yeah, it goes right there. Alright, and there was another washer too that fell out. 2 washers fell out, guys. I was not expecting that to be that hard to take out. Okay, alright, so there's just 2 washers. I have the replacement gasket, and you're supposed to oil this up before you put it back on. Alright, so the gasket is right here. So that's got to come back off. Oh, what is that? Dropping all sorts of stuff here, guys. I should be using a cleaner rag. Where's my clean rag? Alright. So, looking pretty clean in there. Not too bad. Alright, so I'm just going to set these aside for now. Set those aside. In my little box. And then I will, let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit so you can see. That looks pretty good. Let's see if I could drop this a little bit. Just because I'm going to be messing with this whole scheme. All right, I'm happy with that angle. I hope you guys are as well. I'm not exactly a video editing buff. I am in online marketing, so I do make a lot of videos, but I pretty much just stitch them together. I do not enjoy video editing. So that's something that I usually hire out. All right, so other stuff that we have here. We have the gasket. Gasket goes right under here. Got that. Got the valve shim kit. So I'm doing the Loctite mod and a valve adjustment at the same time. Got a new spark plug. Okay. So that's what we're working on, folks. So these are out. That's out. Now, next was to remove this whole thing, which I have this little bolt here that needs to come off. Thought I was already set up for that, but apparently not. Let me find my, oh, here it is. That's my 10mm. Alright, got that bad boy out. Set that aside. Alright, so that was the only bolt in there. So technically this whole thing should come off now. I should clean up this side before I take it off because this side's a little bit dirty. Alright, still feels like something else is holding it here, guys. It is wobbling, but it feels like there's something else keeping it. The bottom end is free, but this top still feels like it's being held on. I don't think these starter bolts have to come out. Oh wait. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Yeah, because that looks like that's what's holding it, guys. Alright, so bear with me as I crash through this DRZ repair. Like I said, I'm not some crazy expert. Oh, that thing looks bent. Does that look bent to you guys? Yeah, I think that's bent. I'm just a guy trying to repair my old bike. In the rain on my day off. So I am advertising dirt bike repair services. Actually, it looks like these are two different parts. Yeah, I think it might come off here. Let's see if I can give it, I think it's just a little bit bound up. Yeah, because it feels like this whole thing is going to slide off. Oh, because there's a starter gear under there. That's probably what's holding it, guys. The gear of the starter. Yeah, like I said, I never did this before. I am still learning as I go. I've watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, but I'm not really as confident as I would be had I done this previously, as you can probably tell, right? It's probably pretty obvious to anybody watching that I haven't done this before. Because if I had, I would be able to get it done a lot faster with a lot more confidence. Alright, it's starting to come off. Let's see it splitting. Alright, here it comes. Here she comes. Get ready. Boom. Got it. Alright, there's the stator. So these are the bolts that have to come out. These three bolts. Let me zoom in so you can see this. These three bolts. These are the ones that have to come out to do the stator fix. Because these are the ones that get loose over time. But also, it's the bolts that are in here too. Uh-oh, what did I just drop? What did I just drop? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember this from online. The guy said that these things are in here. Alright, so you got one there. Ooh, I nicked that up a little bit. But luckily that just goes right over there. So not too big of a deal there to nick that. These are the wires coming into the stator. Where did this come from though? Here? Alright, so this did fall off from somewhere where I can't really figure out where it went right now, but I'll have to figure that out later before I put everything back on. Alright, but this gasket is going to come off. Alright, and sorry if you can't see that. Actually, let me drop this camera down so you can see this. Since I'm doing the stator mod, I'll put it back up once I go to do the valves. Just bear with me real quick. All right, so we got this part that we don't know where it goes. We did get the gasket off, so let's just see if that matches up. I'll set this part aside for right now. Alright, this gasket does match up. Alright, so at least the gasket is right. So that would suck to take this all apart only to find out that I ordered the wrong gasket. And so that's something that you should do. Check your parts, make sure you got the right ones. Because sometimes you'll order stuff and then it won't fit. I went to put an oil filter in my bike and it wouldn't go in. They gave me the wrong one. So, alright, so I should have cleaned this off better before I ripped apart the case. But I'm just going to try not to disturb any of this mud that's on here until I put it back together. Alright, so I'll clean up this starter a little bit. Man, this rain's really coming down. Alright, so I can put this bolt back in because I did not need to take this out. Put it back in with my bent extension here. Oh wait. Oh, I had it right the first time. That's a long bolt. Look at that thing. Alright, that's nice and tight. So now I got to get these bolts out and put the Loctite on them. I only have the red Loctite, so I'm just going to put that on everything. I know the guys online say that we got to put the blue on the one side and the red on the other side, but I'm just putting the red on everything, guys. Oh, this was loose. Yeah, see, these were loose. So basically the Loctite mod, you're taking your stator off so that you can put Loctite on these bolts because the DRZ is known for these bolts coming loose. Alright, so all you gotta do, see they put a little bit of Loctite on it from the factory, but not much. So what you gotta do is take it out, put a little thread locker on there. Alright, and then put it back in. If I can get this apart. Man, this video is going to be long. All right, I'm going to have to do the cams in another video because this is just the Loctite mod because I'm dropping stuff all over. It's actually really hard to film while you're like doing work, especially for the first time when you've never done it before. It's actually really difficult, so I appreciate all you guys that are going to watch this video. If you watched it and made it this far, thank you. If you do enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Basically, this channel is about cabins and dirt bikes. So basically, my name's Brian, and I'm a real estate investor. So I flip houses, I do real estate. I'm currently working to get my real estate license. And me and my dad, we build cabins. I got a cabin that we just started right out back. So the channel is called Cabins and Dirt Bikes. And this thread locker is taking forever to get down the thing. So let me see if I can figure out what's going on here. Alright, it is up at the top, but it's not coming out. So what's going on? Did I forget to puncture the thing or something? Maybe you had to puncture it. Trying to show you guys as I work on this. Alright, maybe I forgot to puncture it. Let's see if I can just stab the tip of this needle nose through there and see if it goes through. So I supposed to puncture it? See, see, this is the stuff. See, like little stuff like this is the little tedious stuff that you can't plan for, that you don't figure out till you're in the moment, in real time. See, I never used this thread locker before. So now I'm sitting here trying to make a video and the thread locker is not coming out of the thing. So this is the stuff that throws you for a loop when you're sitting here trying to do a repair on the fly and make the video all at once. Yeah, there's got to be, I don't think this is pierced. Don't think that it's pierced. I thought it would come right out of the factory pierced, but apparently not. So let me see if I can clean this out. I'm sorry if this is boring content. I know some people might not want to see a guy sit here mess with a thread locker. Oh, sounds like I got it. So now that I got thread locker all over my screwdriver, should have looked at that beforehand, people, but the first time I actually ever bought one of these, I didn't get the Loctite. I went for this model. Alright, whatever. You know what? Forget this. I'm going it straight out of the can, because I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe I'm supposed to cut the tip? Oh, it turns. The base of this turns. Sitting here playing with thread locker. Alright, forget this tip. I'm just gonna do one of these. Alright, I'm gonna hold the thread locker like this. Get it until it comes close towards the exit. Put a little bit on the bolt. And then put it back in. Alright, got plenty on there. So you do these one at a time. And watch, because it sticks. This is the magneto. It's going to stick to the magneto because it's magnetic when you go to put it back in. Alright, so you just put the thread locker on the bolt, put it back in. It's going to want to turn. So I should have my, here's my 18 millimeter. I just brought it out. I needed to find my 18 millimeter, guys. 1 second. Ah. There's my 16. Alright, I'm pretty sure I have an 18 in here. Wait, that doesn't even look like an 18. Alright, there's an 18. But it's a 1/2 inch driver, of course. Which is over here. Ah, here's my 1/2 inchers. Alright, now we're in business, boys. Alright, I already had this set up. What's this, 15/16? That's for something else. That's for something else. Alright, so I got my 18. Actually, I think it's a 17. Whatever, 18 will work. Alright, so now I'm just going to go on to the next one. See, this one isn't loose, so it's harder to get out. So that one was still tight. So that's probably what you're going to find when you go in here. You'll probably find the same thing. There's probably going to be a couple of them that are loose, and then a couple of them that were tight. So I noticed that my bike was, when I would give it gas, you could hear this thing rattling. I could hear it rattling around that this magneto was loose. So I knew that I had to do this Loctite mod, and I've known it for quite a while. I've just been putting it off and putting it off. And I also knew that I had to do the valve adjustment, which I'm gonna have to make a separate video for that, because this video is already running 34 minutes. So. Alright, so there's the first two. But I like making long form content for YouTube, because number one, it gives people a more thorough description of the repair. And then number two, long form content, the longer you get people to watch on YouTube, the more money you're going to make. And yeah, my channel's not monetized yet. I only have like 72 subscribers right now. So If you guys could help me out with a subscription, please do. But yeah, I'm into online marketing and making money online. So yeah, one of the goals with this channel is to eventually make money. It's not the main goal because I am passionate about dirt bikes also. So it's not like my main goal is to just make money on YouTube, right? But it's actually my retirement plan. So my retirement plan is literally YouTube. And this is a 5mm hex, guys. I do have this 5mm hex, but this isn't going to be able to get in there because this will hit the side of the magneto. Alright. So I always encourage everybody that I know to start YouTube channels. I encourage my dad to do it. I encourage my friends to do it. Because just with YouTube Shorts now, you can get a ton of views and subscribers fast. Like I put out a short on this channel the other day just with a leaking radiator hose. All it was a radiator hose on my truck leaking, and it got almost 2,000 views. So that's one cool thing about doing YouTube these days is YouTube Shorts. You can really get subscribers and build your channel fast with these shorts. And ultimately, hopefully, someday, make some money. Right? That's ultimately the goal. You know, everybody needs to earn an income to survive, and what better way to do it than by doing something that you love, fixing dirt bikes on YouTube. So in my opinion, there can't be too much dirt bike content on YouTube. I mean, I don't know about you, but I subscribe to all of the dirt bike channels. I pretty much watch anybody with a dirt bike channel on YouTube, right? And I'm sure other dirt bikers are the same. So we all have to contribute to this niche of dirt bikes online. So in my opinion, anybody that owns a dirt bike and enjoys riding dirt bikes and wants to figure out a way to make money off of that should do a YouTube channel. Now, I'm not saying it as some political statement like you have to do a YouTube channel or anything, you know what I mean? It's just like more of a, that's just my personal opinion, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to do it or anything. Alright, so I think I'm on my last one. Oh, this one was loose. Alright, so we had two that were loose, guys. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 bolts in here. 2 of them were loose. So that's probably what that rattling was on my bike. These 2 loose bolts. And this is the whole purpose for the Loctite mod. To put Loctite on these bolts so they don't come loose again. So you're just taking your bike apart, putting Loctite on it, and then reassembling it. That's the whole purpose of the Loctite mod. Right? So now you are supposed to put the blue Loctite on this one, so that when you take it back off, you can take the stator off in case you have to replace the stator. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a small dab of the red, because I only have red. Alright, so I'm just going to crank on all these one last time. Make sure they're all tight. And then move on to the stator. And again, if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I know how tedious it can be to watch mechanical videos, but that's just the nature of fixing stuff, you know what I mean? It takes time. Alright, so what's this one? It's like a 4mm or something. Let's see. This one looks smaller. Yeah, mechanical stuff takes time, which is why I feel like it's a good niche for YouTube, because you can get a lot of views and keep people interested, keep people watching. Alright, I still don't know where this thing goes. I gotta figure out where that goes. Because there's one in the top, one in the bottom. There's got to be a third one here somewhere, but I don't see where it would go. Actually, this stator seems like it's on pretty good. I think I might just skip that, because these are the main bolts for the Loctite Fix. I really don't feel like I have to put the Loctite on this. Let me just check to make sure that they're tight. Because if I have to change this someday, I don't want that to be too tight. Right? You don't want to take your bike apart and you can't get... Actually, that was pretty loose. Alright, I'll put a little bit of a dab on there. See, what does this stuff say? Average removal torque, 23 Newton meters. Wow, so you need 200 pounds of torque to get this stuff off. Alright, well, it looks like this. Looks like I'm never going to be able to take my stator off again, guys. Because I'm using the red Loctite instead of the blue. But like I said, I'm only using a dab. A dab will do you. Remember the saying. A dab will do you. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little dab on the end. Oof. And that was more than a dab. Alright, so I'm going to need 200 pounds of torque when I go to take my stator off. So hopefully this one lasts another good 5 years. These DRZs are reliable though, so honestly I just didn't have the money to buy red and blue thread locker. I do have it now, and I was just at the hardware store yesterday and I was staring right at it, but I didn't grab it. I was like, you know what? I don't need to use red and blue. Like, yeah, I understand the difference, and I'll probably get blasted in the comments from somebody saying, no, dude, you can't put red thread locker on your stator. It's never going to come off. But you know what? It's just what I chose to do. I mean, do you really think that I'm never going to be able to get these bolts out? Worst case scenario, even if they didn't come out, I could just buy a whole new case and replace that when it comes time, if I have to replace this stator in the near future. But I mean, come on, it's basically just a little DC motor that generates the power for the motorcycle. That's what this is. This is the 12 volt. This generates the 12 volt power to run your lights and all that stuff. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the power for your bike. I know the battery generates it too, but this is like the stator and the magneto generates the power while the engine's spinning, right? This is like a DC motor. It spins, got a magnet on the outside. This is the magneto, and when this spins in here, it generates the power and then sends the power right to the bike to run all the stuff. Alright, so just going to clean up all this a little bit, and All right, got my new gasket here. So basically that's it, guys. The Loctite mod is finished. So now I just have to put it all back together. I should probably just do a hyperlapse for that. But like I said, I'm not really one for video editing, so I don't think that I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to sit here and put it back together. If I can figure out where this other... I have to clean up the surface a little bit around this. There's a little bit of gunk. Alright, so there's one at the top and one at the bottom. So see, when the starter turns, it hits that gear, the one that fell off earlier, and turns this, and that cranks the engine, which turns the magneto, gives the bike power. Alright, so it's pretty simple. This is the crankcase. So I have successfully completed the Loctite mod on this DRZ. Now I just have to put it back together, and I'm 46 minutes into this video. Oh my god. Good golly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's my first time doing one of these, so I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do it smoother, faster. Oh my god, look at the inside of this case. Wow, look at the inside of that case. That's where it cracked at. Boom, look at that. You see that? Ooh. Yeah, that was a bad hit. Definitely a bad hit. I should put some JB Weld on that. So yeah, cracked the case right there with that. I mean, I could put some JB Weld on the outside, but I don't know if that's why this was leaking. I'm not sure. I'll keep an eye on that to see if it leaks. But yeah, that was a bad hit. So yeah, it's kind of late to put the case saver on now, but at least it won't happen in the future. So learn from me. Put your case saver on your bike before you crack your case. Because this is probably, I think it's like $250 or something like that. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, now, where the hell did this thing come from? I still have this sitting here that I don't know where it came from. Look, the top rivet's on there. The bottom rivet is on there. I don't see another place for this. I thought that it went in here or something, but I don't see anything for that. Go on this side. Oh, maybe it went in here. Oh, okay, that's where it went. Right in there, guys. Alright, so got that back in. Got my gasket here. Oh, it goes on this side. No, it doesn't. What am I talking about? I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. It's the holidays. I don't know what's going on. I don't even have a Thanksgiving turkey. My family's not even getting together for Thanksgiving this year. I don't know what's happening. All I'm trying to do is fix my DRZ so that I can go riding. And that's it. That's all I really know in life at this point. I didn't want to drop this off back at the shop because I actually have another Suzuki DR. I have a 1993 Suzuki DR that I dropped off at the shop. It's been there for like 6 months. So I did not want to go that route on this. Can't go without the DRZ for 6 months. That's just ridiculousness. Alright, so pull the shifter down out of the way, see if we can get this gasket back on. Oh, I broke the gasket. Damn it. Broke the gasket, guys. Broke the freaking gasket. Alright, one second. Alright, so this is extremely frustrating to say the least. I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know how it happened. That just ripped right off. So what am I going to do? I was going to put some silicone on there, but this is completely dried up. You let silicone sit, it always dries up. Oh, it was just at the tip. Alright, so I'll just slap some silicone on there, guys. That's very frustrating because I just bought this gasket. And to have it rip on the reinstall just... it ruined my whole day. Ruined my whole day. Thanksgiving's off. It's off, guys. I quit. All over this broken gasket. Alright, so happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. I hope you have a great day. Oh, I think I hit it on the side of the magneto. That's what I did wrong. So learn from my mistake. Watch the gasket when you're putting it back on. Don't hit it on the side of the magneto. Like your boy over here. I forget how much it was, but... it was too much to break. This is actually pretty tedious. Alright, let me inspect it all the way around. Alright, it looks good. That was actually one of the hardest parts. Alright, that thing is still in there. Oof. That one threw me for a loop, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it ended up working out. Like, I don't think there's much oil that runs through here. I know there is a little bit because these gears do need to stay lubricated, but it's not like this whole crankcase fills up with oil or anything, right? I don't know, maybe it does. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so I have this cracked crankcase. Now I have a cracked gasket. That silicone should hold. And it looks pretty good all the way around. So I'm just going to put this back on, guys. Put it back together and we'll end this thing. We will end this train wreck. Man, that was like a test. See, this is why people just drop their bikes off at the shop. Because if you're not really, because like, yeah, I am mechanically inclined. Like I said, I'm in real estate. I do construction. I have all these tools. I literally build cabins and houses for a living. But still, like this stuff is tedious, man. Like it'll try your patience and drive you crazy. All right, let me redo my camera angle real quick, because now that I'm done that, this is starting to drop down. Okay, so yeah, tedious. You don't have to put Loctite on these. Going back in. Do not put Loctite on these, but you do want to cross thread these, right? All right, so I'm going to skip 2 and then go 3. Skip 2 and then go for the 3. All right, skip 1 now. Go for this one. Or actually, I'll go back up to this one. Oh yeah, no, I'll go for this one. I'll skip back the other way. Skip 1 this way, then do this bottom one. Alright, now you can pretty much put them all in. Once you cross tighten them. Cross tighten the first couple. Alright, this one's got the little clip on it for the little stator electrical wires to hold on to. So you just put that one right back in. Alright, looking good, coming right along. Man, I'm really mad that I ripped that gasket. But I'm glad that I was able to do this. So I'm actually glad that I did this by myself, because now I feel more comfortable taking the stator off. And you know what's next, guys? Once you're able to do this, then you can do even deeper stuff, like getting the Tusk flywheel puller and pulling your flywheel off. Right? So once you conquer something like this, just taking the stator off, then you can go and pull the flywheel and do more intensive repairs. Alright, so you don't have to kill yourself tightening these. I'm just snugging them up with my hand, snugging them with my drill. Bottom ones should be the tightest in my opinion, because that's where that broken thing was. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Just check this top one. Yep, looking good. Don't want to crank on those too hard and break your bolts, because then you'll really be buying a new case. Although, man, that inside cracked like that was really not looking good. Not looking good at all. All right, so now we'll do this part. We got, I got Loctite all over my channel locks, or my needle nose. So first, get all your Loctite off your needle nose. Let's see if we can grab this thing. Can we grab it, or are we gonna need, I'll have to use a flathead. Alright, there's that guy. Make sure this little piece is back in there. So there's one in here, one of those little pieces, and then there's one that goes in there. Alright, so just make sure that they are both in there before you put this back together. And then you also want to oil up your new gasket. Where is my new gasket? Oh, I lost it, guys. Whole project's off. Oh, here it is. Alright, let's grab some oil real quick. Oil this baby up. And that's it. Alright, so I'm going to take this baby out of here. Just grab a little oil out of here. Put a little oil on that bad boy. Pop her back on. Pop the new one on. Right. Then put your gears back in. Your starter gear. I guess that's what this is called. That's what I'm going to call it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's the starter gear. It's basically the starter's up here. This thing's going to spin. And then it's going to spin the gear on this. And that in turn is going to spin the gear on that, which is going to crank the engine. Alright, pretty simple. Got a little bit of gunk in there. That's what's going on with this. Oh, look at that. That's some gunk. So check your starter gear for gunk and deposits. Other than that, looks pretty clean. Got our two washers right here. So that's going to go back in, and make sure you have your little rivet thing in there too, because this thing seats right in there. Alright, so there it is. It's in. And then make sure you also have your little rivet in here before you put that back together. Just give it one last wipe down. And then I'm not sure how these go. Can it only go one way, or does it go? Is it universal? Oh, that looks right. So I guess I'm sticking with it, guys. Alright, so I don't know. I think I'm just going to attempt to reuse these. I'm just going to reuse these. I know people online said that you are supposed to replace them, but I mean, I can always replace them later. Just gonna lube up these holes in the bolts really good. And put these back on with the impact driver. So I'll just put the impact driver on Tighten and put these right back on. Alright, so you put it on Tighten, you just turn it. Oh, that was stuck down. Alright, so that's left, that's right. Alright, so this will tighten it back down. But like I said, I'm going to lube up these bolts real good before I put them in. I can't always replace these with the hexes like the other guys on YouTube say to do, which I will do, especially if I see any problems. This is looking off a little bit. Actually, this doesn't look right. Let me try this again, guys. Alright, so put that in. That looks right. Yeah, that looks right. Alright, let's go with this. So, yeah, these bolts are crap. I can see why people say to replace them. These bolts are straight up crap. So, you probably should replace them. I'm just doing it the quick way like I always do. I tend to be a little bit of a shortcut taker, but I'm trying to get more thorough with my repairs and stuff. But I don't know, this looks like it will work. I mean, what's gonna happen? They're gonna fall out? Like these are the stock bolts, so it's just what I chose to do. Put the stock bolts back in, tighten them down with the driver. I think that's still loosening, guys. Yeah, it's still turning left. Okay, that is supposed to be tightened. But I don't know. Alright, there it goes. Now it's tightening in. Alright, so that's it, guys. Loctite fix complete. And it only took an hour and 11 minutes. If you made it through the whole video, thank you. And check out my other videos where I'm going to do the valve clearance. I'm actually going to do that in a little bit. But now I think it's lunchtime. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And thank you again. Have a good one.